Which of these is Crom's sister? Obviously, it's Mist, right? Actually, no, that's not Isabel, that's Zelda. Okay. Thought that was Isabel last time. Anyway, we're gonna have to fight this one first, and let's go ahead and do that with a Fire Emblem character. I don't know if I've said this before, I probably have, but one thing that I do find a bit annoying about this mode is that there's a ton of Fire Emblem characters in this game, and that would have given them the perfect excuse to put more of them in the light world. But only one of them is in the light world. That feels really strange to me. Kind of funny that we're fighting you with a blue-haired prince. Also, this song's pretty nice, actually. It's like only recently I started listening to some of Awakening songs again, and I realized I actually really like a lot of them. It had been a while since I listened to it, because Echo's soundtrack I felt to be even better, but... And of course, it's the original trio of Chrom, Robin, and Lissa. This time, Chrom represented by himself, and not a... Forgot which one was me for a second. Too many Fire Emblem characters running around. So I think I was saying something and I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the soundtrack of Awakening. Chrom got bounced around like that. Yeah, Chrom always tends to get the short end of the stick in Smash games. Except he's apparently really good in this one. Speaking of which, he's now grabbing me. But yeah, the music of Awakening. No, I faced the wrong direction. But I won't this. Wait a minute. I thought I was Chrom for a second, because that's the thing about fighting somebody with their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather or something like that. I probably added too many greats there, but... But yeah, I like some of the early game map themes in Awakening are pretty great. I still, and I probably mentioned this before at this point, but I don't know if I've said this before in this series or not, but I probably have in another series, I still don't like Id Purpose at all. It's probably it might even be my least favorite song in that game, actually. It just feels way too soft and subdued for a final battle theme. Ow! It's not my least favorite final chapter theme in the series, though. Weirdly enough, it would actually be Path of Radiance's Congregation of Ambition. I said that during the Path of Radiance playthrough, because I don't think Congregation of Ambition on its own is a bad song, but the fact that they use the same map theme for the last, 4 or 5 chapters and don't even change it for the final chapter... It's since been pointed out to me that Fire Emblem 6's final chapter theme also isn't unique, but their Path to Greatness plays only for one other chapter, the one immediately beforehand, and I actually kind of consider the final chapter of FE6 and the one immediately beforehand. I got really creeped out by the hand of that statue for a second there. I thought that was like some actual hand. But yeah, I like to consider that chapter in Fire Emblem 6 and the one immediately beforehand to be the same chapter, just 2 parts of the same chapter. Anyway. Originally, Thrakia's final chapter theme was my least favorite, but then I heard the full song, and I realized, actually, it's a lot better than I thought it was. Okay, now I can finally hit someone with this. I almost didn't, but someone walked into it. Nope. I blame it being forever since I played Marth in this mode. Well, it's Chrom and his sister again. Otherwise known as what might result if I do my... I had this kind of idea for a challenge of Fire Emblem Awakening, Chrom family only, where you're only allowed to use Chrom and members of his family. Everyone else is not allowed to fight. They can still pair up for the purpose of getting supports, but if you're planning on marrying someone into the family, you can't use them to fight until they reach an S support with someone. So, for example, if you wanted to pair Lissa with Frederick would be allowed to be paired up with Lissa for the purposes of building supports quickly, but you wouldn't be allowed to give him a weapon, or have him do anything besides be a pair-up bot. And then once they hit S, then you'd be allowed to use him in combat, because now he's technically part of the family. Whoa, okay then. Another... Oh, they're just throwing fighters at us here, aren't they? But I thought that I'd take on these fighters in order of most similar to Lissa to least similar. So I'm gonna... actually, Elisa's pretty similar. But here's the thing. Elisa's not actually blood-related to the main lord. Mist is. Of course, there's an Ike supporting you. Increased defense at high damage. Miracle? Maybe that's Miracle. Heal when at high damage. Also Miracle, probably. And here's that song that most people barely heard in Path of Radiance because it stops playing after Chapter 6 for some bizarre reason. Oh no, this stage. This stage gives me really bad flashbacks. Oh, and that's Grail Ike too. That's a really nice touch. I mean, I suppose Mist is technically a magic user, but she's not an offensive magic user, so Zelda still feels a little bit weird. And technically, Wii Fit Trainer is the only one who'd be appropriate, because she actually has a healing move, but still. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of Marth again. And I got countered. I think you parried that, actually. And this is still a really nice song, but you don't really get to hear much of it in POR 4. Some games have funny acronyms. Not really sure why Ike has a back shield equipped. I still kind of miss Marth's original voice clips on his side B. Toria! No, wait, that was Roy. I think that was Roy, actually. At the time, I didn't realize those were just generic Japanese attack yells. I actually thought, like, T-Toria was an actual word in Japanese or something. Just barely got you with that. No, almost ran off the edge. Oh, that was dumb. And yeah, you can control the attack you do at the end of that with the control stick. You are good at shielding. I suppose Mist needs to stay out of the way and protected during combat, so yeah. Both pretty good at avoiding my attacks, actually. At least we get to hear this song more. The serious floor chicken, I guess. Not quite as awesome as floor ice cream. You both... I think you both have the increased defense. Yeah, because I can see the spirit icon on both of you, so you must both get the benefit. That was something that was pointed out to me about. As of recording this video, today I just uploaded the Pauline part. Oh no, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Oh! Nope! Oh, I'm dead still. Well, Ike avenging Mist is... That's a satisfying way to go. Ah, that was close. But, yeah, people pointed out to me that in that fight, Mario and Donkey Kong didn't actually benefit from Pauline's spirit effect, because the spirit icon was not displayed next to their names. So that is kind of interesting, although that high defense when at high damage doesn't apply if I KO you early. You do like shielding a lot, though. I wonder if the AI is better in the Dark World than it was in the Light World. Oh, I just got Ike. Now this should be easier. I accidentally air dodged without meaning to. Wow. That was easier than the first one. Okay. Well, I guess Miss cooks for people, but I don't know why she gives you a curry effect. It was, Tanith who was the lethal chef of that game. So I kind of came up with a tangent as to what to do when fighting these spirits. So yeah, next I'll go with Elise, because she's not the protagonist's blood sister, but she's still very similar. Blonde hair, happy-go-lucky personality, staff user. She's pretty similar. So the tangent that I was going to talk about is that people generally divide healers in Fire Emblem into two archetypes. The Lena, or Lena, which is usually the first cleric who joins. She usually has a quiet, reserved personality and is often very in tune with that world's religion, and is sort of much quieter and tends to specialize more in resistance. Then there's then there's the Maria, who's usually has a very well excuse me princess personality, is usually quite tsundere, In later games, is almost always a troubadour, is often first encountered being captured or at least in distress by the villains, and usually specializes a lot more in speed and luck and tends to become a ridiculous dodge tank when trained, but usually joins a bit later than the Lena. What's Alincia? Increase attack power at high damage, heal when at high damage. I guess that represents when she was in a terrible situation in Radiant Dawn, she really showed her resolve, has increased move speed, I guess, because she's a Falcon Knight, I guess? I don't think I've actually tried out the Armor Knight spirit before, but I guess it fits. So I've actually found there's kind of a third archetype for healers in the series, though it usually overlaps with one of the other two, and that is what I like to call just the sister. Usually, the main lord has a sister. They're often younger in newer games, but Marth's sister was actually older. And they're almost always a Stark user, and they tend to have a very bright, cheery, happy-go-lucky personality. Like, you know, Mist, Elise, Lissa. They tend to be a mild to moderate tsundere. The Marie is usually the one who's full tsundere. The sister is very rarely full tsundere. Often, they are the potential... I've heard that Enhanced Alincia is very good. I know that she enhances into Queen Alincia. They tend to have the best friend or bodyguard of the main lord as a potential love interest. And it's usually someone they support quite quickly with as well. So, like, Mist has Boyd, Lissa has Frederick, and potentially Vake as well. Ellis has Merrick, who I guess kind of is supposed to be Marth's best friend from school, but they don't really go into that relationship very much, I find. And very often they join you quite early in the game. So, is this Chrom? We'll find out. Because if it is Chrom, that'll be another newcomer, and I think that'd be my first Echo, actually. Oops, I accidentally went on this path. Yeah, I'm thinking of one day doing a video on Fire Emblem archetypes. I'd probably either have to do it immediately before Three Houses comes out, or after Three Houses comes out, because that might introduce new Canes, Abels, Jagans, S, and things like that. I guess we'll find out. Little Lord Ike is finally home! My main, yes, is back, finally. Okay then, and of course they play this. I think this game actually does call it Eternal Bond, but it also subtitles it. Yep, it doesn't call it Ike's name. It's Eternal Bond now. It's actual name. They didn't fix the other song names from Path of Radiance, which went by their Japanese name for some reason, which were actually their official. Because one thing that I didn't know is that the reason why I think a lot of the Smash Bros. Path of Radiance songs are using their Japanese names is because that's how they're on the sound in the sound room for Path of Radiance. The songs in the Japanese version all have their names written in English. So that's where names like Crimea Army Sortie and Against the Dark Knight come from. But anyway, what I was saying before is, I might want to do a video on a Fire Emblem archetype. I know that a lot of people have done videos about the archetypes, but also we are switching to Ike right now. Finally, okay, watch me do terribly in my first fight as Ike, because, yeah, Ike was my main back in the previous 2 Smash games. For obvious reasons. But, yeah. I kind of plan to do a series of a few videos covering every archetype. Again, they just throw fighters at you left, right, and center in this world. Regigigas. Okay. Well, I suppose the golems... You know, that's kind of a nice callback. I used to call the legendary golems the legendary robots. I mean, with their theme being very bleep bloopy, for a lack of a better word. And just their general designs and Registeel basically being a robot. Oh, okay, slow start. Regigas couldn't get it going because of its slow start, as the PBR announcer would say. I think Ike's got faster in this one, but yeah, I better not lose my first fight as Ike. But I'm well on my way to. Slow super armor will be very good for Ike, actually. No, I didn't do that the wrong way. Also, I like how there's blue flames on this now, because that references the Japanese name of Path of Radiance, Trail of Blue Flames. Which is kind of funny, because in Japanese that makes it sound like a Trails game, because it's the same word as Kiseki, which is an interesting word to translate, because often Kiseki can mean either trail or miracle, and in most contexts, it's a pun on the fact that it can be both. Ah, did not lose my first fight as Ike. Nice. But yeah, I do think there's some things about the Fire Emblem archetypes that a lot of people don't really realize, and there's also some interesting facts that I'm sure a lot of people do realize, like the fact that when I was talking about the Maria and the Lena before, Blazing Sword flipped their personalities. Wow, the fighters are starting to get very high spirit power now. Makes sense. Of course, the edgy Scrub Lord would want to seal away Meta Knight for various reasons. Thankfully, he doesn't have 0 to death combos in this game. I have to reload Ike now. I used to be really good with him, just trust me, I did. Just trying to counter there. I still really like this song, despite never having heard it in any of the Kirby games. Okay, so Infinite Smash Holding does not apply to that attack. Oh, and that's a back shield. I'm totally failing. Yeah, I'm really not doing well at all. I used to be good with Ike. I think this probably changed a bit, but apparently they're all for the better. I mean, I don't think Ike was ever really awful, just kind of mediocre in past Smash games. There we go. I was waiting for him to teleport right into my sword. But yeah, FE7 inverted the personalities because Sarah fills the role of the Lena in gameplay, but she has the personality of a Maria, and vice versa for Priscilla. She's quiet, shy, and reserved, and has the gameplay role of a Maria. Anyway. Oh, I've heard this one's bad. Let's see if I have other choices as to where to go through all these broken warp pipes. Another quiz question. Only 2 options this time. Gee, I wonder. Or... well, I guess they're technically both Mario enemies, but that one comes from Doki Doki Panic. Oh, I've heard this one is bad, though. Young Link, melee weapons have increased power, Final Smash charges quickly increase attack power. I've got an idea as to what to do for this one. I want to use slow super armor here. So where is Wildheart? There you are. Suppose I can have Ike start with a killing edge. This should be interesting. Come on, little Lord Ike, don't let me down. Your bombs have no effect on me. Nice shield there. Nice dodge there. I just love walking straight through those bombs. I am the Ikenaut. I cannot be fazed by your mere bombs. Whose me is that? Is that mine, or...? Yeah, I always thought it weird how I could die very easily there. How in the Street Pass Quest game, and me based on you was the one in distress. And then in Street Pass Quest 2, it was the children of the me based on you. Get back here. There we go. You know, I should have used Radiant Dawn Ike for the slow super armor, and I probably should have used his Black Knight palette as well. Still probably would have liked the Black Knight as an Ike Echo, but oh well. Aha! Now I've got a shield! How do you like that? Well, slow super armor is apparently overpowered, but first try 4-star. Don't you hate it when you try and say something and you get tripped over your words like that? I mean, I'm biased, but my main is here. I'm going to be using Little Lord Ike for a while. Well, yeah, Lakitu and Spiny. Larry, that makes sense. I don't know if I said this before, but Larry was always my favorite of the Koopalings. When they're in Mario Kart, I usually played as him.
Ready? Go!
I like the tiny Bowsers to represent the spines. Oh, I don't have slow super armor anymore. Yeah, I'm not going to use that for all fights, don't worry. Oh, there's a whole ton of the Spinies. It's funny because we can actually kill the Spiny, which is usually not possible in regular games. Oh, hi, you 8-bit version of an actual fighter. Which is actually what that link we just fought was. This stage was always kind of an awkward one. It was the only, I've already said this before, I know I've already said this before, but it was the only unlockable stage in Smash 64. Can I get multiple of you in this ether? I only got one of you. No, I should probably try out Ike's taunts. Well, that was prepare yourself, but he got whacked out of it. Oh, it was just But I don't think he spoke much in his down taunt in the last games either. Get over here. That was probably enormous overkill. Speaking of enormous overkill, well, I overkilled the Piranha Plant with that. Oh, I got you with the top part of the flame. Nice to know that goes through platforms. Okay then, let's see what's next. This area is huge. Captain Obvious statement of the year there. Another chest. Another quiz question. Well, it makes sense that you're Peach because you kind of float. Despite not, again, it technically is a Mario song, but yeah, I've always liked this song, although Melee was the first time I heard this song, actually. You know, I could just walk off edge you. Except you have the jetpack, so that might be a little hard. Lost track of whether I was ahead of her or behind her. Well, I guess when I'm... Although there might be a Nightmare Spirit later in this mode, but, as... I know that it is dubbed by 4Kids, but actually there were quite a lot of things about the Kirby anime that a lot of people like. I still need to switch to Radiant Dawn Ike at some point. But... I do actually think it was kind of clever how they changed the name of how they called Nightmare's Monster Corporation in the English dub Nightmare Enterprises, so it's an acronym for NME. I mean, it's cheesy, but it actually works, and I don't know, it's one of the few 4Kids puns that I can kind of get behind. Hello there, Birdo. Can I destroy you? No, you just run away. And gone. I love Ike's up smash, and his side smash, and his everything. It's gonna take me a while to fully get back into my Ike main days, but... And yeah, I'm not using Meta Knight. I mean, I'm pretty awful with Meta Knight, so... Maybe it's a good thing you're not seeing me use him. Okay, there's a chest, and there's also another quiz question. We might be getting towards the end of this, if that gigantic, ominous swirl of doom's any indication. I have a feeling I might know... No, there's another fighter in here, so we definitely aren't... And another fighter in here. I have a feeling I think I know who the boss of this area is going to be. Oh boy, that's a lot of spirits. Oh, okay then. Have you played Brawl? Oh, you slide down these. Duh! Well, you're a 4-star. Well, I'm guessing because you're represented by Bayonetta that you're... Yeah, Bayonetta series. Yeah, that's who... Wait, who are you being represented by? Was that Ike? Oh, I guess the only reason you're Bayonetta is because of the wings. Tabuu is back, and he is in the body of an attractive woman for some reason. Oh, that's the original Medusa? Interesting, never really saw her concept art. No, you didn't actually create the Underworld Army and wage war in that game, but spoilers, Ancient Minister. Well, that's close, but not quite. Actually, I was about to say close, but no cigar, but I don't even know what the heck that, where'd that phrase originate? Well, given the nature of this quiz dungeon, we actually have to fight one of the 4-stars first. Metal Bayonetta, you'll occasionally take sudden damage. Well, at least the enemy can't instantly KO you. But we do have Metal Killer. This must be a stamina battle then. 4-star stamina battles have always been a pain, and I didn't do so well in Ike's first stamina battle. Probably because, yeah, Ike's at his best when he's launching people, so he's probably not very effective in stamina modes. I could use Meta Knight here to fight the boss of Suzo's Emissary with the most broken character in his game. Look at all those gigantic appendages. Oh, yeah, this could be bad. Quick second ether. You know, okay, if I don't do this... Oh, you're gonna shoot me to death, aren't you? No, I parried your bullets when I saw, but then I got kicked in the face. Okay. Switching to Radiant Dawn Ike, because I promised that I'd do that, and I'm going to try slow super armor. I absolutely love the intro to Tabuu's boss theme. The way they rendered Radiant Dawn Ike's hair in this game looks a bit weird, though. I think they have slightly different voice clips as well, but they're still all Greg Chun. We're both slowly advancing towards each other. Maybe I should have equipped, like, critical health healing or something. So what say you? We be two super-armored stamina juggernauts locked in an epic battle until Judgment Day. Yeah. What? Well, I got close that time. Yeah, I feel bad for abusing slow super armor because it seems kind of broken, but I always felt that it and Ike were a match made in heaven. Yes, the true Ike OTP, not Soren, but slow super armor. Oh no. Tabuu? I'm pretty sure that got her. If that didn't, I'll be surprised. Victory! Of all the ways to defeat Tabuu, that's pretty cool. I actually completely forget how I defeated Tabuu in my first playthrough of Brawl's Adventure mode. But yeah, Tabuu was always a pain in boss battles mode, because unless you were on super easy mode, he had a 1-hit KO attack, which forced you to do the entirety of boss battles all over again, if you got hit by it. Yeah, I kind of thought there'd be a boss in the middle of... Are we forced to fight you now? No, I think we can still go about our business. Well, I suppose let's just take out the others in order. Yes, I'm still using Ike. Yeah, this is the massive bias part, but again, did you expect anything less? Once I got Ike, I was going to be using him for like an entire part. I do want to go back to using Corrin a little bit more. Yeah, Medusa was never that pathetic. Well, you probably turn into Uprising Medusa. And I was about to say something, but that's actually a spoiler, so let's not say that. So next up we have you. I wonder who Ancient Minister could be in the original game. Starts out with a bomber. That's that Kirby thing, isn't it? Explosion attacks aren't as effective. Well, thing is, well, actually, does Ike's neutral B count as an explosion attack? It might.
Ready? Go!
Well, they all start with bombers. Uh-oh. Well, I'm probably dead. No, not quite. But remember, this is not stamina. Otherwise known as Ike's actual forte. But remember that I also have slow super armor, which is probably not a good idea when there's so many people attacking you at once. Also, this song, I'm a bit off, so I can't quite say the lyrics that I mainly remember. There's one version of it that most people know, which is the one that has "I'll be the Marth EG noob," I think. But the joke lyrics that I know to the Brawl theme are the one that starts with "All in the hall, hee-hee-loo, a wishy-washy spree, on a spree, washy-washy." It was actually one of the first videos I ever favorited on YouTube, by the way. Though I don't know if it still exists today. That was pretty funny. Well, I guess the explosions are because of the subspace bombs. Still don't really know what the story of Subspace Emissary was meant to do, and I'm stupid. Like, was meant to... Like, what actually went on for most of the story. Like, it was a good idea to try and do a story with no dialogue, but the fact that they had to make an article on the website just to explain... a whole bunch of plot points, that doesn't really bode well. Sudden slow-mo. Sudden shield break, which I failed to capitalize on. I am still slow super armor, right? Pretty sure I am. Well, this should be it. You are giant, though. Nope, that was it. I was about to say maybe I will switch to Meta Knight, but on the other hand, there is another 4-star spirit in here that I will probably need the power of Icon Slow Super Armor to defeat. Master Giants. Giant Donkey Kong, just like Smash Bros. 1. Ball bombs will rain from the sky. Another stamina battle, I guess. Ah, yes, the version of the boss theme that I almost always heard, because I never didn't get to Master Core in any of my playthroughs. But, despite that, I never defeated Master Fortress. I got close a few times, but I never actually beat Master Fortress. It doesn't help that if you... I still don't really like the whole concept of if you lose, the intensity goes down. just, I don't know, and that whole thing in video games in general of losing, I'm dead. I just noticed I was a little bit too out. I should have used my side B to recover there. But yeah, there are actually a few games I play where losing forcibly bumps you down to a lower difficulty, and I've always found that a really annoying mechanic, because it means that, like, one, you have to play flawlessly in order to get any achievements for beating the game on the hardest difficulty level. But like on another, it feels kind of insulting. It's like, oh, you lost on super mega hard mode? I think baby mode's more fitting for your skills. Oh, I thought I clipped into the edge of that for a second. Well, definitely clipped into the edge of that. There was a game that like an edutainment game I played as a kid that actually used this system. I doubt anyone's ever heard of it. It's called Reading and Spelling, a Jurassic Adventure. It was kind of a... Yeah, that was me, not him. It was kind of a 3D platformer crossed with an edutainment game. If I ever played it today, it probably wouldn't be very good, but I used to really like it as a kid, but it also had that system. Basically, every level had 3 different, like, they're all their own separate levels. They weren't even difficulty settings. And once you beat the, like, the easy version, you get the medium and the hard version. Something else that's kind of interesting. I feel like, these days, the concept of a medium difficulty is almost never... Well, that went a lot better than last time. It's not really used that much. I feel like maybe, like, not a lot of people want to play on medium. They usually want to play on one of the extremes, so nowadays they just call it normal or standard. But back in the day, a lot of games used to have a medium difficulty setting. Just kind of an observation that I've made about various games. I might as well take out the weak one next. I don't care, you're only 2 stars. Those are going to be famous last words. But yeah, this game had, you beat the regular level, you get the medium version and the hard version, and if you wanted to do a 100% playthrough, because each level had a different dinosaur that you had to get, like, you had to kind of sort of scan them to get, like, all of the dino facts on them, and in order to do a complete 100% playthrough, you actually had to play through all 15 of the levels. But if you game overed on any of the higher level stages, you would be not only moved down to the next difficulty below you stage. So if you game over on, for example, like the medium level of the second stage, you go back to the easy level of the second stage. But you were permanently locked out of that difficulty stages for the rest of the playthrough. Yeah, because of that, it took me ages to do a 100% playthrough of that game. But anyway, Dark Matter, I never really I think you only had this form in one of the Game Boy games. The enemy's melee weapons have increased power and can unleash powerful critical hits at random stamina battle. Well, another stamina battle that I can use. Oh, I didn't even have slow super armor at that time. You know what? Let's do something different. Let's go for Giant Ike. Haven't really heard this song. Is this a Dark 02 battle? I think that's from Kirby 64? Oh, of course you're DDD, because if there's one thing I remember, it's that Dark Matter always possessed King DDD. Oh, right. Oh, at first I was thinking, why the heck is this a 4-star battle? But no. Ah, yes, every time you defeated possessed DDD, the real Dark Matter would emerge. Just kind of like Riku and Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts. Recently finished Kingdom Hearts 3 as I'm recording this. And we also get Nightmare as a support. Okay. Oh, great. Of course. The AI probably knows exactly where they are and where you are. I have to rely on the light of Ike's Ragnall to guide me. May your Ragnall be your guiding vision or something. Get over here, Meta Knight. Get over here. Nope, he still knocked me out of my super armor. Where am... Continue. Not knowing where the edges are. Okay, Dork Matter, let's do this. Yeah, I have a habit of calling dark things dork things because of my Immortal. which has the Dork Lord Bloxymort, or Dabark Lord, or Volson Mintz. The sheer number of ways that Thick misspells characters' names, it can't possibly be unintentional. Uh-oh. Okay, stay in the middle of the stage when that happens. Alternatively, I have a good indicator of where things are because I'm Meta Knight. Where are you? Where am I? There I am. Nope! No, I'm gonna whack the mine! But I didn't take damage. Come on, Dark Matter. Almost got you. Where am I? Please don't combo me off the stage, Dark Matter. Hey, steak, just like Ike likes it. Oh! There we go. Yeah, 4-star spirits really aren't too bad when you have level 99 4-star spirits of your own. This might be the record for the most 4-star spirits I've defeated in a single part. And now, I suppose I'm forced to fight the boss here in this same part, even though this one's gone on for kind of long, but it's okay. Alright, where are you, entrance to this fight? Because I think I know who this is. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. This could be famous last words, but let's take a Kirby character into this fight.
Meta Knight.
I'm probably not going to do well with this guy. Actually, no, his rapid attacks tend to be pretty good at shaving off boss health bars. Alright. Who to use here? Healing shield? Auto heal? Auto heal maybe. Air attack up tends to be pretty good against bosses too. Now, a lot of people really love this boss, from what I've heard. I've never seen it. All I've heard is that this guy is in this game. Neat Marks, another avatar of Sakurai bias to some people. Well, definitely Lord of Soul. I think his name was just like Mark in Japanese or something really non-threatening. Oh yeah, there's that weird mouth laser attack. I've seen the Marks fight in YouTube playthroughs of Kirby Superstar before, so I recognize a lot of these attacks. Yeah, I recognize that attack too. That's kind of cool. He's sort of a recreation of his original boss fight. Doesn't he have an attack where he splits his face in half? Is he gonna do it now? I'd like to see him do that now. Oh, no, he's dropping. Oh, the vines! Yeah, wow. A lot of these attacks are pretty much one-to-one recreations. Yeah, there's the splitting attack, and it creates a black hole. Okay, good. That doesn't instantly kill you. Probably does if you're on higher damage, but still. Oh, and here's a dark version of the Kirby, though. Oh, wow, that's creepy. Oh, I thought he was gonna cry like tears of blood or something. I can picture a Kirby boss doing that. Well, turning your wings into arteries is equally creepy. That's also... Wow, okay then. That's pretty creepy too. He's almost down though, and I haven't really taken a lot of damage. Your wings are just kind of lying around. You okay there? I thought those were like his legs for a second. Isn't that just the most adorable looking Eldritch Abomination of Destruction you've ever seen? Yeah, I'm guessing that you enhance into Mark's Nightmare Fuel mode. Otherwise known as every Kirby final boss ever. That was, again, like, a lot of those attacks were pretty much one-for-one recreations of his original ones. Does that expose some of the edgy Scrub Lord's shield? I don't even know where the edgy Scrub Lord is, or if we'll even get to fight him before the last map, which I do know about. Yeah, I can't see him. Maybe he's not even here. Okay, so... yeah, this dungeon's gonna be even more parts, I guess. Unless I need to find out how I actually get to that other fighter in here. Because I know that, like, there is another quiz section and there's another fighter. I'm confused. Oh, I think there's also another fighter. I think I see it, though. Yeah, here. Okay, then. Interesting. Where's that? There's a fighter off of the edge, though. How do I get to you? Oh, I can see a very faint trail. Of course Luigi would end up in a place like this, wouldn't he? Nah, might as well. Let's go. Of course he'd be a green spirit. It's a Luigi #1.
Go!
With creepy eyes. I've always probably been someone who prefers... There's always... I've seen a lot of, like, things in magazines like the last Mario or Luigi. I definitely prefer Luigi. But more because Luigi has an actual character, whereas Mario is just kind of a generic hero. That puts you in freefall. I knew that. I totally knew that. But yeah, Mario doesn't really have much of a character arc, he's really just a generic hero, but Luigi has a lot of additional things to him. And it helps that you actually get to hear him speak in some of the RPGs, unlike Mario. Also, Luigi, I find his gameplay usually more interesting than Mario's because he has some additional benefits and downsides. I still remember how much I love the fact that you beat Super Mario Galaxy and then you just hear the voice saying, Super Luigi Galaxy! Yeah, I thought that would happen. Oh, nope! That did not put you into freefall. Yeah, I probably should be air comboing more, because, you know, that did, though. Well, Luigi will get his day in the sun next part. Just randomly thought of the Ouija meme, but Luigi refers to himself as Ouija quite a lot in canon games, too. Baby Luigi literally calls himself Baby Ouija in a few of the Mario Karts. So next time we'll be finding out who among these spirits Kirby can't inhale. See you then.